document that you have in your memory sticks. We completed the process on it in December, and then it was formally launched at the Commission on the Status of Women here in New York in March of this year. That was a long process, and it was a difficult process to kind of assign accountability, but it's still missing many elements. It's still missing sort of clear targets. It's still missing sort of a clear set of indicators. It's still missing budgetary allocations. In terms of the rhetoric and the policy, this is as far as we can take it. So that we have this will guide our action. Right now, we are at a place where there's a draft strategy that some of us have been providing comments to, and we're trying to continue to work with the Secretariat and push them if you have, political will and enough resources and a group of really committed and knowledgeable people to do the work. Because fundamentally, the work of the UCCs will have to change, and it will have to change in a way that their performance is evaluated according to how they deliver. As part of the efforts of to develop the strategy and to get sort of more buy-in from the UNAIDS staff, including the UCCs, and I believe that the UCC from Peru was at this meeting. The UNAIDS Secretariat convened a meeting in Tunisia because, in as much as they're, have been very clear in their commitment to women and girls in this document, it's not that the two aren't coordinated. So what's in here would automatically be translated into the overall agency-wide strategy, but it hasn't been. So there's a total disconnect between what they want to do sort of overall and what it says here.
What you find is that when you get in countries, the structure is such that it does not really respond to the real issues that women face. And then I like the point that you raised about in terms of their analysis, and then the kind of support you would anticipate at country level. And it reminds me of last year when we were in Kenya and we were doing something around gender-based violence, disseminating a report that actually Ford Foundation facilitated for Urgent Action Fund and ISIS Wicked Review. And in the room was the UNAIDS, a representative from UNAIDS, who actually said that there was no statistics from Kenya to demonstrate that gender-based violence was a driver of the HIV epidemic. So as UNAIDS, they were not taking it as a priority for Kenya. And it was shocking for everybody in the room. And one of the things that we challenged was that actually UNAIDS could support a process of finding that evidence, of ensuring the evidence existed. All the UN partners to actually complement the resources we had from this project to support us. And it was very interesting that one is, most of them didn't come back to us, UNICEF, UNFP and all of that. Most of them didn't respond quickly, and many of them actually came back almost a year later to say, we don't have resources. And the one that was most disinterested was UNAIDS. Isn't that so? It was very surprising that they were not interested at all in supporting this work. And we were expecting this to be the most obvious allies on this issue. So I think I like the idea that tomorrow we are having an opportunity as people who live in the countries who have seen this to engage with them and really make them understand the frustration we go through, that we need really to have this symbiotic partnership if we are going to see these issues have a change.
Why is it that when it comes to women's rights, why is it so difficult? And I think, it has to be that sort of, patriarchy just continues to just rear its ugly head because it can't be anything else. I just don't. And to be honest, the comments that we have received as we're trying to move a women and girls agenda forward have actually been downright misogynist, So, I think if we had that kind of support, we could actually begin, I think, to make some progress. So at some point, maybe, you know, it will be about figuring out how we can bring together some of the MSM community to talk with some of the women's rights community, because we have to have and find common ground.
Is a problem among solidarity among the groups and the people. In Argentina, you know, we passed 3 months ago, or 2.5 months ago, the law for the same-sex marriage. All the feminist women, we push and we work for that, and nothing coming back now that we say, well, we are going to have this and then abortion. Nothing. Nobody's talking on that. These people are talking, and they are the women there, the lesbian also.
So thank you very much. We want to appreciate Zonnibel for having taken us through. We have been able to look at the mandate and vision of the UNAIDS Action Framework.